That's the beauty of it, is I get paid for helping other people get paid. And I want them to have bigger checks than me. I have succeeded at a lot of things in my life to a degree that sometimes shocks me, to be very honest, but it's because I take so much messy action. I try and try and try. There is something 1000% to be said about women looking beautiful because they feel beautiful. DBAD, baby. That stands for Don't Be a Dick if you're new here. And we're not sugarcoating shit. So let's get into it, shall we? Hi, gals. How are we doing? I'm going to be so honest. I'm in a little bit of a grumpy mood today. I feel like, I don't know, I was talking to my OB about this, but he was like, all of your hormones from having your miscarriage are literally just like crashing down. And he's like, I'm going to compare this lightly to like baby blues and postpartum, but your body was pregnant, or your body was trying to conceive, got pregnant, and then lost the pregnancy. And now you're just having like a total crash out. And I was like, is that why I'm crying? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I have like, not rage. I think I've never really had that, but I'm like, I just want to like crumble paper, or I want to like punch a hole. I get why people like punching bags. I get why people like that. And when I was a kid, I used to play soccer. I played soccer up until I was like 18 years old. And it was such a good release. And I feel like I need to go do that. I have so many red cards in my resume. And I just used to get all my aggression out doing that. And I'm like, maybe I need to get back to that. I used to play adult league soccer, and then I lost both of my toenails at the same time doing that. And I was like, I'm just too fucking old for this, I guess. Anyway, how's everyone doing? It's funny because people say to me a lot on Instagram, like, you're always so positive, you're always so upbeat, you're blah, blah, blah. I am for the most part. Like I forget who said this. When you think of a person, they are either happy most of the time and they have sad moments or angry moments or negative moments, or they're like a negative ass person and they have happy moments here and there. And so I always have kept that in the back of my brain. And I'm like, I am a happy, positive, optimistic, whatever person who has like bad moments and negative moments and sad moments and all of that. So that's actually a good thing to like be self-aware about. Like, would somebody say that you are like a negative person who has happy moments, or would they say the opposite? Because I don't mean this lightly when it comes to like mental health and depression and all of that, but to some degree, happiness like is a choice. And this is actually so weird. And I don't know if this is correct. I was talking to my life coach about this, but over like the last 6 months, I don't know why, but this memory keeps popping into my head. When I first moved to Atlanta, I was single. I was living in, no, this wasn't. Where was this? This was in Charlotte. And I had broken up with my boyfriend and I lived, God, you know, like when you have so many memories and you can't remember like where people are from or if it was at this point of life or blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was in Charlotte. I lived in a studio apartment. I could barely afford it. I didn't have many friends in Charlotte yet. Like my career had not kicked off. And I remember like vividly, I just keep replaying this one weekend in my brain. I didn't have Moose yet, where I literally just laid in bed and I didn't have a TV. So I played reruns of Grey's Anatomy, which in itself is like a very depressing show. But I was watching that on repeat and I didn't do anything that weekend. Like, I remember I went like to the grocery store, but then I came back. It was just a tiny, tiny little apartment. And I was just so like sad and lonely. And anyway, I keep going back there when I'm like I get into like a bad mood, or I'm like, oh, like I have to do this or I have to do this or blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, that girl back then would fucking kill for my life right now. And I don't know if that, again, I was talking to my life coach about that and he was like, yeah, I mean, cause I was like, why do I like snap myself out of it by thinking something so fucking negative? He's like, yeah, I guess it's like normal, but I don't know. Anyway, if you're like kind of desperate to get out of like a funk or something, think of a time when you would kill for the life that you have now and kill for the responsibilities and kill for the things that you quote have to do, right? We all know to switch your mind, switch your language. Instead of saying I have to do something, I get to do something, right? But anyway, I just found it so interesting that I like take myself back to like a very sad point in my life, and it like immediately snaps me into like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll do the laundry. Like I have a fucking washer and dryer in my home. Like I have a laundry room. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, anyway, so if that helps, cool. If not, then just fucking ignore me. Just a reminder to everyone on social media, it's a highlight reel, right? Like if I have 25 stories up, that could literally be 10 minutes of my life. And those are the things that I choose to share. I think that I'm a very transparent person, especially online, like not especially online, but you know what I mean? Like what I choose to share isn't just the highlight reel, right? Like I don't like to watch people like that. I like to see people's raw emotion. I like to see the good, the bad, the ugly. On the same hand, a reminder that you really don't know what the extent of what people are going through. There are so many things that are going on right now in my life, in my and Troy's life, in our family's lives that we just choose not to share. So just a reminder, whoever you connect with on social media, like good and bad, they might be the most joyous, happy person, and that's amazing. But like, it's just always a reminder, like, don't be a dick, like fucking anyone, right? Like you truly have zero idea what people think on a daily basis, what they're going through, the demons that they fight in their own brain. Like, it's just wild, like what people on a daily basis go through, and we have no fucking idea. People don't wear like signs on their forehead that say, I am having a really fucking hard time today, or I really could use some encouragement on X, Y, and Z, or I'm trying to lose 50 pounds and I'm trying really hard. Like if someone sees this, like please give me a compliment on something physical about my body, right? Like I wish that you could see that in people. That would be so crazy and great. Anyway, okay, so I had a couple ideas on what I wanted to talk about today, but I put on my Instagram yesterday, the day before, a question box, and I was like, what do you guys want to hear? Like, what do you guys want to talk about? And someone said to me, people have said this to me actually kind of often, but they're like, I wish you could take your stories when you're just yapping, doing your makeup or whatever. I love making those. Seems like you guys like those. And put those on your podcast because it's just like it's like a smorgasbord of thoughts. My dad calls them Gretchenisms, the thoughts that come out of my brain, the things that I make up. Henry is also right here, and he's also having a little bit of a grumpy day. It's kind of rainy, not the best weather out, so he hasn't been able to chase his lizards today. So if you hear some grunting, it is my precious baby angel, Henry. So anyway, I got a bunch of questions or like suggestions on things to talk about in my question box that I put up. And I thought we could just do some quick hot fire things. Some of them actually go together with each other as I'm like glancing through them. But I love the like, I don't know, I just like love that conversation style. Sometimes I feel like a podcast is me, just talking at you. And that gets, I don't know, weird. Question, my producer actually brought this up, but what do you guys think about the whole guest thing? Okay. I've never been transparently interested in that because I don't picture myself as being a good interviewer. Like I guess I could sharpen that sword and I could get that skill and I could work on it by doing it. Yes. But like, I don't know. When I listen to a podcast, I personally love to listen to that person, like Ed Milet, for example. When Ed Milet is interviewing someone, that's great, but I get so much more out of Ed Milet's solo episodes than I ever have I just get way more out of his solo episodes. So what do you guys think? Would love to know your feedback. It's something I could definitely look into. I've actually gotten I've gotten many emails from people being like, hey, I see your podcast. I would love to be on it. I guess that's what happens is people reach out and they're like, I would love to be interviewed. It is definitely not something where I want like people coming into my home and us like sitting right here. You can like sit on this fucking table and I would interview you or interview someone. It would be something where like they would be on the screen and then my producer like does a cut screen. Guys, I'm trying a new recording software and it's it's being a little weird. So if I keep getting up, it's because I'm trying to make sure that the screen doesn't go black so that it actually fucking records, right? So anyway, what do you guys think about the whole interviewing thing? Would you like that here and there maybe? Never, all the time? You're sick of hearing from me? I totally get it. You just let me know. I was going to say this at the end, but I'll say it right now. I always do like little giveaways and gift it and stuff like that on my stories, which I love, but I would love to do it for you guys. And I'm going to do it from the YouTube comments on this video. So I'll pick a couple people. We'll do some gifting. It'll be amazing. But I love you guys. And if you're listening to this and you comment on my YouTube videos, you subscribe to it, like you're extra special to me and I love you. And I think that that would be fun. All right, let's get into it. So what one should I tackle first? Okay, so I love this conversation because I have it all the time. Someone literally said, how to do what you do, LOL. I'd love to live your life. And then someone else said, how do I post on social media without caring? And then someone else said another thing. There was something about like confidence, wanting to be in the influencer space, wanting to, I forget, I can't find it. But anyway, let's talk about it. Okay. So this is something, especially if you are a newer follower, you might not know this. But I have a couple different businesses, right? One, probably the most special business to me is my Nu Skin business. Okay. So Nu Skin is a company. It is a network marketing company. I started doing that in 2020, pretty much the same time that I got on Instagram. I had like 900 followers. I'd never really taken Instagram or social media seriously. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, as does most people when they start, either or, right? So Nu Skin, okay? I just want you to remember this. Nu Skin is up to 40% commission. Influencing social media is like 0% to like Target. If you get on like to Know It or Shop My, they pay like 3%. Nordstrom, if you're lucky, pays like 7%. So that's great. Nu Skin, 40%, okay? And influencing those lower percentages. As you build and build and build, you can get things called brand deals, okay? So being an influencer, being on social media, I'm just gonna like pull back the fourth wall here, is pretty much being a modern day influencer. So a lot of companies, let's just take like Sephora, for example. Sephora has a lot of ad spend budget, right? They have a lot of marketing budget. In 2026, Sephora paying a lot of their marketing budget on commercials or in magazines or on billboards. Maybe some, but not as much, in my opinion, I would assume, as what they spend on their influencers and on their ad spend on social media, because brands realize that it's 2026 and that's where people are going. I go on social media and I look at my favorite people and I'm like, what is she wearing? What is she like? What new makeup is she trying? What's her skincare? What's her hair care? Like what is she doing? I love that. I love to see it from like the normal everyday person like you and I. That is where I find so much trust. I think that the world understands, brands understand that like, I don't give a fuck what a celebrity says that is their favorite moisturizer, because I know that they are just being paid and paid and paid to say that, but I don't get to see them live their everyday life and see that they've been using that moisturizer for literally 5 years and they've been talking about it that long and they're not using, you know what I mean? That's where I think today's day and age is. And that's why I think if you have interest in doing the social media content or all of that, influencing, if you will, there is just so much money in it, because that's where brands are like pointing their ad spend dollars, right? So I just find it very interesting. I love it. I never knew that this would be my career. But this side, the influencing side, can take a very long time to kick off the ground, right? Like pennies and pennies on the dollar. You've got to be like slinging so much shit in order to make a good amount of money. In my opinion, a good amount of money to anyone is completely different from the next person. Everyone has different financial situations that they live in, right? So anyway, that I feel like is great and is amazing. It just can take a while to get off. And the key to that, because it is 2026 and everyone can read through everyone's fucking bullshit, is you have to be extremely consistent, aka reliable. You have to build trust. You can't just be slinging fucking products. Like nobody wants that. I mean, unless you follow an account that's just literally slinging products. But it takes a lot of time. And this is relationships and, again, trust and vulnerability and transparency and all of that, right? So it's a career, but it takes, in my opinion, it can take a minute to get off the ground. The beauty of Nu Skin and why it was such a thing from God for me, why they both started at the same time, is that I was, again, still am obviously, a normal average person, didn't really know what I was doing whatsoever, but I fell in love with one of Nu Skin's products, their device, the Lumi. And I just started sharing that on my social media. Well, because Nu Skin, their marketing budget, their ad spend is direct Nu Skin to an affiliate, Nu Skin to an affiliate, and it's up to 40% commission. So this, even though I was, sharing it probably every day, every other day, whatever. Let's just take an example of like a lip liner, right? From Sephora and a Lumi. Obviously different price points, but because Sephora is paying such a lower percentage, it's going to take me a fuck ton of lip liners to make the amount of money that I could make selling a couple Lumis, right? Up to 40% commission. Sephora's 7%? I saw transparently, again, peeling back the fourth wall here, I saw so much more income from sharing Nu Skin products than I did like a Target t-shirt or a Sephora lip gloss or whatever. And the beauty of it is that I didn't have to like shove this down people's throats because I was making such a higher volume of commission when I sold the products. Does that make sense? If you didn't know, I mentor thousands of women in the Nu Skin business, and almost every single person is the average gal, never really been on social media, doesn't really know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. And we teach them how to just get off the ground and start sharing like a normal person. Influencing, getting off the ground and doing that is a little bit different and perhaps a little bit more complicated. Okay, elephant in the room, Nu Skin. Not a pyramid scheme, okay? I've been comparing this a lot recently to veneers, okay? You know how, maybe you don't, but when I first said, I'm getting veneers, do you know how many people were like, they're going to shave your teeth down to nubs. You're not going to have any teeth. Like they're going to shave your teeth. They're going to pull all your teeth. You're not going to have any teeth. That is the same thing as saying, pyramid scheme. They're scamming moms. Like, you're going to lose so much money. You're going to have stockrooms full of product that you're not going to be able to get rid of. It's the same fucking thing. And I giggle because they're both so wildly incorrect. And I've experienced both, okay? With my veneers. They literally took a little thing and buffed them. And everyone's teeth are different. If you have teeth that are rotting out of your head and you need veneers for that purpose, then yeah, they might pull your rotting teeth out of your head 100%. But my teeth, they literally buffed them. Like when you go to the dentist right now, they'll like buff your teeth to clean them. Literally, I have pictures and videos of my teeth right before they put my veneers on. And they look like my normal teeth. They did not shave my teeth down to nubs, okay? Nu Skin is not a pyramid scheme. It would not be traded on the New York Stock Exchange. It would not have been around for over 42 years at this point. It would not be recognized by Forbes. We have a board of directors. Like and keep in mind, there are some sketchy ass motherfucking network marketing companies. 1000%. They say, come, you spend $1,000 on these products, make this investment. We promise you'll make it back. And when you bring people in, you'll get paid this amount of money, blah, blah, blah. And that's why they don't exist. And that's why they go under. And that's why most network marketing companies, they last, I think the average, I don't fucking know the numbers, but it's like they last like 5 years, like 96%. I'm making up that percentage, but it's an extremely high amount. You can Google it. Of network marketing companies do not last because of those things. They have founders who want to make a bunch of fucking money really fucking fast, and then they throw it. That's why you see all of these companies crash and crash and crash, right? And on the same hand, it's the same thing with veneers. I'm sure that there are cosmetic dentists out there who are not accredited and fucking rip people's teeth out and shave them down to nubs because they don't know what they're fucking doing. And yeah, you get a bad rap. It's the same thing with network marketing. So here's the beauty of this comp plan, okay? And this is why It's literally corporate America flipped on its head. So I come into the business. I'm sharing products that I love, and I sell them, make commission, sell them, make commission, right? It's amazing. Up to 40%. So then I start telling my friends, hey, you love these products, share them. I'll teach you how to do it. Make money, blah, blah, blah. They're making all of their own commission. Nu Skin's stroking them commission checks, blah, blah, blah. They're stroking me commission checks for selling the products that I'm selling, right? But Nu Skin will forever send me a thank you check based on how much commission they're sending the people who I brought into the business. It's the most beautiful comp plan. So I'm making my own commission. They're making the same amount of commission that I would be making based on how, like, there's no money exchanged between us. They're not taking $1 from me. I'm not taking $1 from them. Nu Skin is just sending me a thank you check from their pockets, being like, hey, Gretch, thanks so much for bringing all these people in. We're sending them all their commission. They're crushing it. I hope that they make way more commission than me, but forever, I get a thank you check from Nu Skin for bringing them in, mentoring them, and teaching them how to do this business. I've talked about this before. I remember talking about this in one of my first podcast episodes, but like the goal is for my people to make more money than me because it makes my check from Nu Skin bigger. That doesn't exist in corporate America. I was a sales manager in corporate America. Do you think that I was making any more money than my VP or the president or the CEO? Fuck no. Was the president making more money than the CEO? No. There is a line of command in corporate America, in most corporate American companies, right? Like think of Chick-fil-A, okay? The frontline workers who are working their fucking asses off. They are working their asses off so that so-and-so gets this and so-and-so gets this and this dude lives on a fucking yacht and this guy's over here, blah, blah. Love Chick-fil-A, not dogging it, but you know what I mean? And whenever I talk about corporate America, I always get comments of people being like, but I love my corporate America job. Don't be mean, blah, blah, blah. That's amazing. If you love I want you to love what you do. I don't give a fuck. I'm just sharing it for people who want to know, quote, how to do what you do. LOL, I'd love to live your life. Sorry, having a full set, speaking of veneers, has made it a little bit difficult to learn how to speak again. But that's why I'm obsessed with it. It's why I preach it from the rooftops. That's why I've brought thousands and thousands of women into this business and taught them how to make their own money. That's the beauty of it, is I get paid for helping other people get paid. And I want them to have bigger checks than me. That's the point. I'm financially rewarded if they make more money. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that. It's, I always say anyone can do the business, but it's not for everyone. Like that goes for Nu Skin, that goes for network marketing, that goes for influencing, like the backgrounds, the age ranges, the occupations, the experience on social media, the social media following, in all of the people who I mentor with Nu Skin is wildly different. Like it's actually insane. I have people from 18 to literally 64 years old. I have lawyers, I have engineers, I have salespeople, I have stay-at-home moms, nurses, teachers, people who have no social media experience at all, who have private accounts, public accounts, 600 followers, 6,000 followers. It's insane. With Nu Skin and Pharmanex. Pharmanex is the supplement wellness side of the business. There's over 600 products. So I've got a lot of people who they're obsessed with the Lumi, the Future Serum, the retinol, and that's what they sell, right? Other people are obsessed with the new biome and the collagen and the colostrum and the meta anti-inflammatory, right? Like take what you love, leave what you don't. Choose what you love, share what you love. That's what we teach. That's what we preach all day long. And so many people come in and they're like, I've never done social media before. To me, as long as you are self-motivated, I am such a big believer. You cannot motivate someone. I cannot motivate you. I can inspire you, but I cannot motivate you. I am not there to put your feet on the ground every single day and work for something that you want, right? Sorry, and I didn't even talk on this, but when somebody says, how do I post on social media without caring? I get really fucking mad. So I'm not mad. I get aggressive. I'm passionate is the word, passionate about this, okay? Because I want you to really ask yourself, Why on earth? Well, a couple questions. Why on earth do you think that people are thinking about you like that? Do you know how many people would kill for someone to be like wondering what move you're making or wondering what you're doing or listening to the words that you're saying? Like, in my opinion, this might make some people ruffle some feathers. But if you have people who are talking shit about you, which everyone talks shit about everyone, but if you have people talking shit about you, you've got them. You have got them by the balls. If people are talking about you, they care about what you have to say. They care about what you're doing. They care about the moves that you make, the decisions you make, what you have to say, what you look like. So there's a couple different sides of this. I'm always saying, it's a really narcissistic thought to think that people care about us that much, right? Like, are they looking at their watch being like, has this person posted on social media yet? Oh, has she posted again? Oh, what is she saying? I'm going to go search her name and like look for what she's like. Are people really doing that? But if they are, you've got them. That means that you are influential. That means that people care about what you're doing. Like you've got them. Lean into that. That's great. The other question I would ask you is, if you have someone, couple people, whatever, who maybe are judging you for whatever you're doing or talking poorly about you, one, normal, happens to every single person. But two, little morbid, but if you're on your deathbed, are you thinking about those people? Do you actually care that much about what that person has to say? Would you switch lives with that person? Do you think that that person is living a life that you would like? Do you value their opinion, or are they low-level people who are just yapping because they're bored with their own motherfucking lives? Like, what's more important to you? Caring about those people, listening, absorbing, being infected by those people, or literally doing whatever the fuck you want to do? And if we're going to talk about money, do you know how much fucking money is printed every single day? Do you know how much money there is out there to be made? Do you want to chase that if that's what you want? I'm just talking in that scenario. What do you care more about? Fulfilling a passion, fulfilling a purpose, doing what you fucking want to do? We live on a floating rock. Like, we're all gonna fucking die. I think it makes me so passionate because I hear it so often in my new skin business and mentoring people on social media. Like, they're so nervous to do it because I'm like, you'll actually be so fucking shocked how many people come out of the woodworks. Oh my gosh, I loved this video. This was so funny. I love how you said this. I love your shirt. Anything like that. And then people will see you in person and they're like, hey, I've been loving your videos. Like, that's great. I wish I had the courage to do that. Do you know how many people will fucking come out of the woodworks and support you? And if you've got some little fucking yapping bitch, you've got them. They care. They literally are sitting around thinking about you. Like, that means that they view you up here, okay? I saw this quote once and it was like, I don't think that I'm better than you. You think that I'm better than you, which is why you're sweating. Like, why you've got so much to say is because probably deep down, you're jealous of the courage that someone has to do, that someone has the courage to go and do whatever that is that they want to do. Like, they want to get into the gym. They want to start making sourdough. They want to get on social media. They want to start a new business venture. They want to start a business. Like, the amount of people who sit and yap and it all stems from insecurity is insane. And at the end of your life, what person are you going to be? Are you going to be the yapper, or are you going to be the person who said, fuck yeah to everything, that you tried so many different things, that you lived an actually full life? So many people live a life and they are just shitty people, or they have shitty attitudes. They're fucking negative. And then there's people who see the good in as much as they possibly can. They're positive. They're optimistic when they can be. Yeah, they've got bad shit. Everyone does, right? But like, for the majority of your life, who are you being? What are you doing? What are you talking about? What actions are you taking? What things are you trying? Again, floating fucking rock. Try something new. If you have something that you can't stop thinking about, it was placed into your brain and your heart for a reason. Try it. You don't like it, then stop fucking doing it. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Like, it's just so wild how people like, I swear people get like a dopamine hit from like thinking about something and they're like planning for it and they're going to do this and they're going to do this and they're going to read this book. They're going to listen to this stupid girl. I'm just kidding. They're going to listen to these podcasts and they're going to blah, 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 whatever to like get prepared and they get the, oh yeah, blah, 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 but they don't actually fucking do it. I say this very humbly. I know some of you don't know me, but I hope a lot of you like know my heart. And I say this from a very humble place, but like I have succeeded at a lot of things in my life to a degree that sometimes shocks me, to be very honest, but it's because I take so much messy action. I try and try and try. I do things. I don't second guess things. And I know that there is some beauty in planning. I'm trying to get better at it. I used to really operate in a lot of chaos and messy action and all of that. And as I've become a mom, I've realized that I'm a different person than I was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever. Like I don't operate like that. I need more structure in my life. I need a little bit more whatever. But like I have taken 50 times more action than the person right next to me, same position in life, starting at the same moment, blah, blah, blah. And I am winning. I say that very humbly, but I am winning because I've taken so much fucking action and I have learned 50 times faster and more than the person right next to me because you don't learn how to swim by reading about water. You don't just read about how to swim. You learn how to swim by fucking swimming. I've watched my daughter do it. I said this on stage when I was speaking out at our headquarters. Like, I've watched my daughter learn how to swim by swimming, by failing, by jumping in, by accidentally swallowing water. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. All right, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. There has to be that like resilience and grit and grind a little bit inside of you to just fucking try. And on that as well, I've been talking to my life coach about this too, is he's like, why the fuck are you getting so mad that you don't operate like you did before you had a baby? Like you're a fucking mother. You built and birthed a human being in your own body. Like, of course you're fucking different. I was saying to him, I'm like, I would move so fast, act so quick, like was super sharp and like could think of the blah, blah. I was just so quick. And now I'm just not. I have mom brain and I feel like I'm a little foggy sometimes. And he's like, okay, like, so you're a fucking new person. Like, of course you are. You shouldn't be the same person that you were. That's great. If you work as hard in your 30s that you did in your 20s, then you didn't build the thing that you wanted to build. Anyway, so that's just a reminder. If you're a mom or you're not a mom, you just feel like you've changed, you're in a different season of life, and you're like thinking about who you were whenever, and I used to operate like this. I used to be able to run this fast. I used to be able to lift this heavy weight. I used to be blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that you can't, but like give yourself a little bit of recognition and grace that like, if you're a mom, you birthed a fucking human being. Your bones built someone else who will become a full-fledged adult in living society. You built them. I just find it so funny. All right, let's see what else. Ooh, this is a good one. And I saw this a couple times, but keeping it spicy in marriage, sex after babies. I feel like my husband and I are roommates, okay? So I am not someone, because I am a mature mother now, who I used to say lick my balls. That's the title of one of my old episodes, lick my balls. LMB. I still love it. Say it all the time. But I'm not someone who like, I don't know. I feel like ever since I became a mom, I'm like not out here like outwardly talking about Troy and I's sex life. I don't know. It feels a little odd to me. But I will say that Troy and I 1000% went through like the roommate phase. After I had Lennon, I obviously had, not obviously, but if you didn't know, had baby blues, postpartum anxiety, a little bit of postpartum depression. And I felt like a milk cow. My tits were literally G's. I gained about 60 pounds. I felt absolutely disgusting. And that's just the truth. I know we're not supposed to talk about ourselves like that. I know that like saying fat, saying disgusting is not great. I don't say it around my daughter. Like I get it, but that's just literally how I felt. And that's just real. I think that today everyone's always looking to be fucking offended. Okay. If I say, man, like back in my fat days, that's just my truth. Like, there's no reason to get offended by that. Like, just come on. Like, Let's just be fucking normal. Anyway, we definitely went through a roommate phase, and it was interesting. It was something where we had to literally like discuss it and have the conversation and hug it out. And I don't know how to say this without offending people. And there's some caveats to this, okay? This is only for good husbands. And men, if you are for some odd fucking reason listening to this, if you're a shitty fucking husband, that's why your dick's not getting wet, okay? If your wife is postpartum, she's pregnant, or maybe even not, and you're a shitty fucking husband, you make her life harder, you make her question things, you're just an asshole, you're grumpy all the time, she feels like she's walking on eggshells around you. The last thing she wants to do is suck your dick or anything of the sorts, okay? I'm just being transparent with you. So get a grip, go to therapy, read a book, read The Room, and stop being a dick, okay? So for the good husbands, and this is going to sound weird coming from someone who like doesn't necessarily live the like quintessential blue job, pink job, like male roles, blah, blah, blah. Like they're kind of different in her household. But I do think that to some degree, how we present as women, how we present ourselves, what we look like, really stems from how we feel about ourselves, the glow from within, all of that is important in a relationship. I think we all know that like sex is very important in a relationship, but there is something to be said about like I want to look good for Troy. Or it's something that I've really been focusing on. For example, and I think you guys know this, I walk around in oversized sweatpants, oversized sweatshirts, big old graphic tees, and I fucking love it, okay? Well, when I started wearing a simple PJ set to bed, especially a tank top PJ set, when that man saw my collarbones and my arms, you would have thought he was like a horny 16-year-old boy. He was like, holy shit, you are so beautiful. Kiss me, all that kind of stuff, okay? From simply looking a little put together. So if you are currently feeling like a troll, wearing really oversized, ugly clothing, I still do it often, but I have a point. You don't wear makeup, you don't brush your hair, you feel blah, blah, blah. One, you're going to probably feel like shit about yourself, which when you feel like shit about yourself, you don't look your best. Like there is something 1000% to be said about women looking beautiful because they feel beautiful. So you need to make yourself feel beautiful to yourself first, and that will shine outwardly. And do I think that that is important for, again, a good husband? Yes. There are some times when I'm working out and I'm like, I want to be like hot for Troy. And that is probably going to sound weird as someone who's like, I don't need a man, like women, independent, like blah, make your own fucking money so you can leave any situation that you want, right? Like I am so about that. But I don't know. I just feel like there's something to be said. So recently talking about keeping it spicy, sometimes it is as simple as just like wearing a cute pajama set, maybe some shorts. My legs are kind of cellulite, so I wear pants and a tank top to bed and like put your hair in a nice braid, have like some glowy skincare and like that is, put some lotion on, smell good. Like sometimes I think that that is enough, at least that's just my experience, right? Like, do I think that you need to be like playing hooker and being butt naked under a trench coat with your Louboutin heels on, walking through the door like it's raining outside? I think that's a little fucking weird. I would never do that, I don't think. I remember I had an ex-boyfriend, he would buy me all this fucking weird ass lingerie. He bought me, my friends still have a picture of me in this. It's absolutely terrifying. I hope it never gets leaked. But it is a red fishnet jumpsuit with the crotch cut out. And I put it on for them and we laughed for approximately 6 months. Like some men, I guess, like that. It gives hooker to me. It gives you watch too much porn. It gives you don't actually care about me. I'm more like a sex object. I don't know. I could be really wrong. Obviously, I am wrong so often. But I just think if you have a good husband who like genuinely cares about you and loves you, and you're in like a roommate phase and you need to spice it up, put some effort into what you're looking like. Put some effort into what you look like on the daily basis. Again, it stems from how you feel inside, because I don't know. I just think about when I first met Troy and how I like cared so much and would try so hard. And like, he's the same, if not better. Like sometimes I have a lot of resentment because I'm like, I fucking got fat and did this and went through all these hormone changes, and you just got this beautiful, perfect girl. And now your wife is literally a troll. So maybe I should I didn't really think that. But anyway, normal thoughts, but like put some effort into yourself. And, you know, everyone always says, make sure you have like date nights and stuff like that. Troy cooks better than any restaurant in this city, so we don't necessarily do date nights, but we do have dedicated times where we are always together without Lennon. She's down for a nap or she's down for bed at night. It's usually at night. We don't have our phones and we are actually discussing. To be totally honest, Troy and I take a shower together every single night. It's like our time. We obviously don't have our phones, no other distractions, and we are talking. We're obviously also butt naked, so that sometimes helps with like, you know, whatever is next. But yeah, I cannot recommend showering together at night if you can. Great little debrief. Troy and I also spend 24/7 together. So it's a little bit of a different scenario. If you guys are like apart all day, then you come together, maybe it's different. But yeah, there's sometimes when we're in the shower and it's like, I don't have anything to talk to you about today, because we've been talking all fucking day. Anyway, I have no idea how long I've been talking, but I feel like it's been enough. I do feel like going through these on another episode would be great. There is a lot of toxic family members, the jealous toxic friend, when to let go of them, outgrowing friends, honoring your worth, enforcing boundaries. Feel like my friends are jealous of me, feel like I've outgrown them, dealing with toxic in-laws and sisters-in-laws. There's a lot of that, and I feel like that's a very good conversation that we could have an entire episode on, because I feel like people need to make some fucking decisions and need to like realize that people are sometimes chapters in your life. They're not the whole fucking book, right? And it's hard. I do want to read this one, and I'm going to personally message this person, but I got one that said, just found out my husband has been having an affair our entire relationship, stay or go, kids. Off of that fucking sentence, I can almost guarantee you that he looks like a Q-tip. That he is a dusty motherfucker that's disgusting. And like I said, it was either my first or my second episode, but I said, we are no longer staying for the kids. We are leaving for the kids. Okay. So I obviously just have one sentence to go off of here, but my advice just from that, get the fuck out of that. Leave for those kids. Leave for those babies. Show them what you accept, because they are going to grow up and mirror what you accept and mirror they are going to crave and search for the environment that you are creating for them. And it's not you who's created it. It's the Q-tip motherfucker who created it. But if you stay in that and you accept that, I can guarantee you that your children will find out about it and they will know. And I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't think that it's going to be, wow, I respect my mom so much for staying. She did so much for us. I think they're going to say, wow, my mom is a fucking badass. She got mistreated, she got disrespected, and she left. And she did it on her own, and she figured it fucking out. My mom is a fucking saint. And I don't think that, especially in today's day and age, we're not going to say, oh, my mom's a saint because she stayed and dealt with my dumb fucking dad. And just a reminder, it is so real and true that you, children and young adults and adults, are looking for what they find as normal, unless they've had so much fucking therapy and are like trying to rewrite fucking generational curses. But they're looking for what they see as being normal. And if that is normal to them, because you guys are going to fight, there's going to be a lot of resentment, there's going to be whatever, blah, 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 most likely, I'm just assuming. They're going to look for that. So protect your children, respect yourself, and leave. My opinion. Anyway, I think that's good for now. I love y'all. I need some fucking lunch. I'm hungry. Have you guys seen my Rice Krispie treat reel? If you have not tried that, it's amazing. Maybe I'm going to make some. It's the Super Bowl. Oh, well, you'll be watching this after the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, deep and dark. Do you know that the Super Bowl is one of the top places for human trafficking? That's fucking disgusting. Sometimes, never mind. I love y'all. I hope you guys have a great week. Mwah.